The Blazers and Mavs are in action tonight in Dallas. Yikes. Mavs are 19.5-point favorite, totals 220. With a win tonight, Dallas can lock up the 4 seed and they would clinch home court in the first round of the playoffs. It would be the first time they had a home court advantage in the playoffs since 2011. Chris, what do you like in this game?
Yeah, boy, yikes is right. Stepping back, we haven't picked exactly the most exciting games from today's
Right.
card, but at the same time, there's not much to pick from. This game follows pretty much the exact opposite pattern of what I said about the Bulls. On the one hand, you have the Blazers, and they've kept the very same pattern now for about 2 weeks. They play hard in the first half. They score some points. They show off their shooting talent, some of their younger talent. And, for what that's worth, names like Eubanks and Ellaby and the Brandon Williams, they're putting themselves on the map a little, so good for them. But Lord knows the Blazers don't play defense these days. They just don't. There's virtually no resistance. The stats will tell you that. If you watch the games, that'll tell you that. They're just happy to go out there, score some points, put in some minor effort on defense, and call it a night. Only the Lakers and the Pacers have more atrocious defensive efficiency stats over the last few weeks, so that should tell you something. But meanwhile, the Mavs are happy to pounce early. They're routinely scoring around 60 points per game in the first half, especially against bad opponents. And it's the second half where they've really slowed down. I believe Josh actually pointed that out a few shows ago. They really put a vice grip on their opponents in the second half. It's something to watch. It's really impressive. So I can't play the full game for that reason, but I expect a pretty carefree game. Otherwise, with plenty of opportunities for both offenses, especially in the first half. And I have this number closer to 118.5, so at 113, still think there's plenty of value for the over in the first half.
I considered playing the Mavs in the first quarter. That line was Mavs -4.5, but it's gone up to all the way up to 6, and that's a little too rich for me. But I do think the whole first half angle in this game is the way to go because of what Josh has pointed out. The Mavs play hard to start. Luka the other night didn't even play at all in the fourth quarter, so they're looking to get an early lead, kind of secure the game, and then let their starters rest kind of towards that second half. So I like your over angle in the first half. Josh, what do you like? What stands out in this game?
Nothing. This game is rough. It should be an absolute cakewalk for the Mavs. It's one of those games where situationally, in the midst of the regular season, I might try and stay away from Dallas, having come off of a 4-game East Coast road trip, first game back home, maybe a little bit sluggish for the large duration of it. But, it's different this time of year. There's that motivation still for Dallas to, like you said, come out aggressive early, try and secure the game, and then rest guys as much as possible in the second half. I think that is sort of primary focus for Jason Kidd at this time of year. They still realistically have a pretty decent shot at that 3 seed as well if they win their remaining games and the Warriors drop one of their games, which is possible, I guess, given that I think the Warriors have the Spurs and Pelicans still to play. So, there's a chance that they do drop one of those. So the 3 seed's certainly within the realms of possibility. I think for Dallas, that should transpire, like I said, to a pretty honest and fair effort out the gates here. The hard thing with the Trailblazers at the moment, like Chris said, they're defensively just non-existent and a complete non-factor at that end of the floor, and they seem willing to embrace that as well. But offensively, they just shoot. Like they have the green light to shoot from anywhere, really, and they can get hot in a hurry. And there's someone who sort of was against Portland last week, or earlier in the week, and saw this team start 8 for 11 from deep. It can be infuriating because they're going to just keep doing what they're doing. And I think that's going to be the same approach again here. Mavericks defense, which is fantastic when it's switched on, and particularly fantastic at shutting down driving lanes and preventing teams from being able to get to the basket. But, like always, there's got to be something that you give up in order to do so. And that might be a little bit of space on the perimeter, and the Blazers don't need any second invitations to do it. So it bodes well for a first half overs, I guess, because, the chances are going to be there. They're going to shoot early in the shot clock, and, they're going to take enough attempts that if they shoot even around their average, that's more than enough, I think, to carry you over that number. And that's probably the best way to attack this game. I wouldn't be getting involved in any lines just because of the volatility that comes with the Trailblazers offense at the minute.
Well, that's exactly what Chris is doing tonight, playing a total and not the side, taking the first half over 113.